My story pretty much starts off with a quote from my mom, and that quote is, get your license and you'll be able to drive a car. The reason she told me this was because I'd always take out the car to go hang out with the boys and do guy stuff, right? But there was a problem. I'd come home to my mom telling me, getting me in trouble and telling me, why'd you take out the car? Why'd you do this? You know, you're not old enough to drive and stuff like that. And so I blew it off at first because I didn't really care because I was just trying to live my life. But obviously that wasn't smart of me to do because I continued to get in trouble. And so there came a point where I was getting in trouble more frequently and harder. And so I was like, you know what, bro, fuck this shit. I'm gonna get my license. And then I started looking into it, and then I decided, you know what, how the hell do you do this? So I look it up. Turns out you have to read this little book and have to study and all that crap all the time. I wasn't really into it. Like I never really studied in school because it wasn't really something that I like to do. I just relied on my memory. So I started reading that book, and I was thinking, man, I'm not even gonna do this. What the hell am I doing? So I kept reading it. I read it about like 50 times, over and over again. I took like a bunch of pages of notes. I annotated the text even. And yeah, well, I also looked on my phone. I did the practice test online too. And at first I was trash. Like I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But I started getting better over time. And with that, I started studying way more, and throughout the whole day. So I'd be at school, and I wouldn't even be paying attention to the teacher. I would just be on my phone or looking at the book. So I was taking it pretty serious. And then time goes on, and well, yeah, I mean, I'm starting to get more proficient and better at my tests. Like I guess in the practice test, I was getting 180, and then I knew the answers to like a lot of the questions. So I decided, you know what, dude, I'm ready to take my test, man. So I hit on my dad. I'm like, yo, I'm ready to take this test, bro. And he's like, sure. And then the day was Saturday. I think it was a Saturday. And I wake up that morning. I was really excited and really, you know, just pretty much just ready to take my test and get this shit over with. So he picks me up. We head over to the DMV, and the problems arrived right at the door because I forgot 2 proof of addresses that I supposedly had to bring. I didn't even know. So we had to head back all the way to the crib, and my dad wasn't happy, but I got the papers, came back, gave it to the dude. He gave me a ticket, and that ticket was my number, and I had to wait. And I'm here thinking, man, wait's gonna be no less than 2 hours, bro. No way. No way it's more than that. I was there from like 8 in the morning to like 2 p.m. It doesn't seem like long. It doesn't seem like a long time, but for me it was because the anticipation was growing throughout that whole time. But I had time to look over my notes and to study and look and do as many practices as I could. But there came a point where I had to walk into the room and take my test. I walk up to this computer, and first I'm tripping out because like, yo, I was trying to take this on pencil and paper, so I don't know what is this. But 15 questions in, and I'm fucked, dude. Like I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I don't know the answers to the questions, and I'm kind of getting like scared. I'm like, yo, damn. But I get to the last question, and at that point I had like 6 answers wrong, I think. So that means if I get this right, I pass. If I get it wrong, I fail. I ended up failing the test that day. You know, probably one of the most disappointing moments of my life, because I had to walk out there to my dad and my family and tell them that I failed. And I tried so hard to pass. So a couple days pass, I get over it, and I hit the books again, and then I'm ready once again to take my test. So I walk in there again. I'm way more confident than I was the first time. And I take it on pencil and paper this time. And I ended up passing the test with 0 answers wrong. And well, yeah, I mean, that was probably one of the proudest and happiest moments of my life because I failed at first, and then I got up, I told myself, you know what, I can do this, and I really proved to myself that if I set my mind to something, I can achieve anything. Thank you.